Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of the Succulent Gardens in Monterey Bay, California. This is one of the most popular ones that we have here in California, and I am so lucky to be able to share with you and also visit this place that is just chock full of different types of succulents that are for sale. And I guess on this very day that we went, we had like a special tour of the greenhouse that they don't have open to the public just any day. This only happens like once or twice a year, where they allow you to the greenhouse, and this is where they do propagation and different types of plants that are up and coming for sale, and also for doing arrangements at their premises. So come on over and let's go and take a tour. We're here at the Succulent Gardens in Monterey, California. Oh my gosh, look at these agaves. Wow. And the Ioniums, huge Ioniums. I think I need to take a picture here.
That tower plant that they have at Moss Landing is right over here.
Welcome to the Succulent Gardens. This is going to be interesting. Look at these. Are they fruit?
Yeah, you can eat these. They're good. Yeah, if you can get past the spine. They are good though.
Look at all these. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at the cacti. I've never seen anything like it. I've never been to Mexico like that.
This is our annual open house. So welcome to Succulent Gardens. We've been here for about 8 years at this growing ground. We started in the barnyard in Carmel. Basically the tour is going to be pretty short. We just like to give you guys a chance to go see the upper greenhouses. They're usually closed. That's where we do most of our propagation and have a lot of the stock, really cool, special succulents. So we're going to start and go ahead this way. This is the main greenhouse, our main retail sale space, which I've already been into. And please feel free to, as we walk, if you have any questions, shout them out. So we have about 400 species here, different types of succulents. Even more in the upper greenhouses, but at any given point, 400. Yeah.
Just succulents.
Yeah. As you notice, we do have some areas that are blocked off just for growing space. Can't have it all for sale, but we try. This area is designated for shade, so everything in this area is going to do well indoors and wants more low light. Your haworthias, gasterias, gaster aloes, ripsalis here. We have our tillandsias here. Follow me this way. Go to the cactus corner. This is where we keep some of our bigger stuff.
Can they handle the sun too, though? Or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they can. Just, you mean the shade?
Yeah, the shade over.
Yeah, they
shade
can. They
over.
just want at least probably 4 to 6 hours of shade
Okay.
versus the 4 to 6 hours of sun. This is our boutique area where we have all of our container gardens. Simone is the main designer here. She pretty much does all of it. I do some of it as well. We do custom design if you guys ever wanted something for a wedding or a special event. We can do that for you as well.
Wow. Oh my gosh. We can come back here.
Yeah, you can go back there if you want. Yeah, these are all planted when Robin Stockwell was the founder. He planted them right when he bought the property, so about 8 years ago.
Wow.
But it's pretty cool.
Look at
yeah.
all the
Yep.
echeverias.
Echeveria elegans. Mhm.
Whoa. Whoa. Look at that.
Wow, look at all the bees on that thing.
I know.
I kind of like it.
They're having a ball on that one.
So this is the shade house. It's not that it's misnamed. Everything in here usually they're sempervivums, aeoniums. They're not shade. They don't need to be in the shade. Don't listen to the name. But we'll go in here. Sempervivums are great for wintertime. They're super hardy. The aeoniums like it out here too.
And these are just from propagated ones, right? How long does it take to propagate? Like maybe 6 months?
It depends on what it is. Some stuff grows really quickly. Other things are pretty slow. Like the jade grows pretty quickly.
Yeah. But the sempervivums are kind of slow.
They're pretty. They're yeah. I mean, they'll double in size in 6 months or so. So these babies are also, they've just been planted, so they're not ready yet.
How often do you transplant?
It depends on what it is. Like for these guys, we'll cut. If they're really booming, like these guys are already pretty big out of their pots. So the planting crew might come in and cut off the little babies.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just replant.
But it depends. Sometimes we like to keep that because, obviously the customers love babies on their plants.
Right.
Yeah. Stuff like this, Oscularia grows like a weed so fast.
Really?
Mhm.
I like
Do you?
it.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yes, the pea flowers.
Yeah.
Look at the tiny things. I like them.
Oh my gosh, look at how big. How many acres do you have here?
3.
Whoa.
3 acres, yep.
This is the biggest.
This is all new. They just planted this little cacti fence,
Oh.
which it's pretty cool too because you can lay them sideways
Oh my
and they
gosh.
propagate up like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
so smart.
Yeah.
That's a real fence.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, in 5 years, they'll be huge. So this is the hillside. This is where we have most of our bigger stuff, where our landscapers like to shop.
This is all yours over here?
This is not ours, no. This is organic strawberries over here. But yeah, that house up there is our seed house where we propagate from seed. Dahlia and some aloe propagate from seed, so that's where that all happens. But if you're looking for any bigger stuff, aloes, agaves, or any landscape type of plant, Delosperma, Oscularia, sedums, it's going to be all up here.
Wow, huge.
And feel free to go up there too.
Part open to the public as well?
Yeah.
Well, I found out now why I can't. I guess I would have to cover something.
Are you in the frost cone?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the frost hump. Like I said, it almost or bring the house. Bring the house. Yeah, do you have a pot?
No, I haven't got one. Everyone I got just died because
Oh, yeah. Gotta protect it from frost.
How long did it take you to grow all this?
They've been here for 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So this was just like plain land, and then
Yeah.
you just okay.
Yeah. This is weight right here.
Yes, I just did my Ionian Gardens. This is really good.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
This is house 2. This is usually closed to the public. This is our propagation house. So when we walk in, you're going to see mud flats. That's one of the main ways we propagate succulents here. I'm just going to ask you, when you go in, try not to go down the aisles and just kind of stay. Feel free to take as long as you want to look, but stay in the main aisle. Okay?
Okay.
So hot in here. So as you can see, these are all mud flats.
Wow.
So how you make a mud flat, actually, let's show this. So you just take the leaves off of any given echeveria and you just lay them like that and they'll pop up. Let's see if I can find a good example. Look on that side, actually. Yeah. Little guys, just from that.
The little flowers.
Yeah, that's. And then eventually we do our cutting from them.
Oh, so you just leave them there to propagate,
Yep.
and then.
Yep.
just-
So someone would come in and just go ahead and cut all these
Yeah.
and then plant them.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. They're called
So you
mud
never,
flats.
so you never really dig them up. You just
Right,
leave them there
right.
and then just
Cut 'em
keep
up, cut 'em
propagating.
Just cut them and then they just keep going.
Oh my gosh. Sounds easy, does
It is pretty easy.
If you have a lot of space.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have any commentary? Christian is our superstar planter.
Hello.
I'm usually up in this house doing a lot of the transfers that you see up here. A lot of this stuff is actually new. All those mud flats that you see out there right now, the majority of them are brand new. We had plants, stock plants like that, dating back to, you'd find labels from 2004,
Wow.
2003. So what we really wanted to do over this last year was kind of go through all of this, see what's good, see what's bad, see what we need to grow, see what we need to get, and kind of make new stock for everything.
Oh, you have a job.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Well, since
was
you're
a
the
huge project.
expert, how do you successfully keep the Roleones happy? The Senecio, the string of pearls.
Kind of
They're tricky.
difficult. They're
I
tricky
know.
because if you don't give them enough sunlight, they can rot out because they do need sun. But if you give them too much sun, they will burn out.
Yeah.
And then
So
if you
it's
give them
really
too much
tricky.
water,
If you give them too much water, they
They
will
don't
die,
like
they
it.
will rot.
yeah.
So
Mine
it's a
are-
really tricky thing to do.
So
The
String of pearls.
String of pearls.
The ones that you see hanging on this post right now. Those we've been successfully growing. That one's a little bit harder of a variation because it's actually
Yeah.
variegated.
Yeah.
It's not the solid green
Right.
Senecio that you usually
Oh
see.
yeah, they're kind of yellowish too.
Most of the stuff that you see out here right now is actually pretty new. A lot of the stuff is still growing, getting ready to be transferred out, getting ready to put out for sale.
Look, guys.
It just takes a couple months right now. Almost all these plants
know, they're
are
like
going
pink.
dormant.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
In
this
the
for
winter time,
sale.
most of the stuff actually kind of, I guess you could say, goes
That's why we don't let
Right.
anyone up here because everyone's, is this for sale? Is this for sale? It's not for sale, I know. Nothing really in this house is for sale. That's why it's not open to the public.
I see.
A lot of the stuff we grow out here actually kind of requires a little bit more sun, a little bit more heat. As you can tell when you
Yeah,
walked in
it's-
here,
yes,
it's
it's a
probably very
little
warm in
warmer.
here.
Well, you have to recreate their normal.
Their kind of habitat.
Yeah, like the
It's a funny thing to do because
desert, yeah.
this house, we actually got pretty new roofs this year after, I don't know, when you live in this area, we had a pretty bad storm here.
Yeah.
What was it, like January, February, around that time?
We got wiped
Last year.
out.
Yeah.
Where our roofs actually flew off. So the good thing about it is we get new roofs.
Yeah.
So this is all brand new, as
All
you can
brand
probably
new.
tell.
Bad thing about it for me is it gets really hot, so I'm in here sweating a lot. It's really, really
How long
warm.
have you done this?
Huh?
How long have you been doing
I've been
this?
here for almost 3 years.
What's your name?
My name is Christian.
I'm
Sorry, I didn't
I'm
introduce
calling you.
myself.
And you're
Christian.
pretty young.
I'm pretty young.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a little bit.
Good for you.
There's so many plants I don't know all of them, and I can try and answer as many questions as you have.
He doesn't know the names, so he's knowledgeable.
But I'm pretty knowledgeable about it.
I'm gonna drop the sides, Christian.
No problem. A lot of this stuff, what we have up here is we have a brand new agaves, some cactus that we're trying to grow, echeverias, A lot of the stuff that we do in this house as well, as you can, I don't know if you saw them, there's plug trays in this house. Some plants actually grow a lot better when you start them off small and transfer them into something gradually getting bigger. You can't really put something super small into a huge pot because it'll take too long. And you actually have the potential of rotting it out because you actually have to water that pot so much more. So we'll start them off into little plug trays of like 128 cells and eventually transfer them to 2-inch or to 4-inch, kind of gradually move them up. A lot of the stuff in here is getting ready for sale. I mentioned earlier, I don't know if anybody heard, right around this time, everything kind of goes to sleep. Winter time is not succulents' favorite time of the year. If you have any at home, putting a frost cloth around them right now would be ideal because of the cold. A lot of the succulents retain the water in its leaves. So if you let it freeze over, the plant is going to freeze and it is kind of going to be a little bad thing for your plants. You guys want to go ahead and keep coming up? Sorry that it's a little messy. Like I said, we're kind of rearranging everything, kind of getting everything brand new for the newer year. Because it gets so warm and so bright in this house, we actually have to put kind of shade cloth over certain plants like this because they will burn, and it's actually it's bad. As much as they like sun, at the same time they don't want too much of it. As you can tell, all these plants that are out here will burn if we just leave them alone and don't put any shade cloth over them. So you kind of have to be really careful with how much sun you give something and how hot that sun is.
It's pretty warm in here.
It's warm in here. In here right now, it's probably, I'd say 90, 95, somewhere around there. In the summertime, it's horrible. I dread this house.
Really wanting to get out.
And you guys need the fan to keep it going.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're mono carpet, yeah. I know. That poor baby, though. I mean, look, he's in this little tiny pot.
I know.
Like, I'm happy that he's supposed to. I'm happy that
But
he's
it's already shooting out a lot of
and look right here too.
Yeah.
Happy.
This is an agave?
Attenuate.
Usually when you get agaves that you see grow the big stalk out of the center of these plants, like this one, usually it means they're gonna actually die.
Yeah. The mother.
It kind of takes a long time. This one's been having this flower for, I'd say, a couple months now. The good thing about them is that if you start noticing that they're growing babies like you see at the bottom of it, that means those babies will keep growing, but the stalk that actually has that flower, that one's actually gonna die. It's just kind of the way it is.
Like the shoots off of it and start that.
It'll just like kind of rot out. It's the way it is. If you ever see the ones that we have out in the front, on the very front of the property, some of the stalks that are growing are 20, 30 feet tall. And they'll be like that for a couple months. One of my neighbors actually has one that's around, like, I'd say a solid 50, 60 feet tall. Because it's been growing for about 30 years. And
But
now
they also have seeds
fell over
in them, right?
Once it had bloomed,
Yeah.
it just kind of fell
What was
over.
that?
Seeds in them too.
you can grow them from seeds as well.
Right?
Is that sort of like a century?
Okay, so this is house 3.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
This is where we have all of our stock plants. So a lot of rare stuff in here, a lot of bigger stuff in here. We don't really do any propagating in here at all. So this is just kind of
growing.
for wholesale, for retail?
no. This is where we cut from and bring it down to propagate. Yeah. So, yeah, mothers and the fathers.
Do you guys have this for sale? This is I'm
Probably
looking for
not.
the-
No.
No, not this one, but do you have them in the gift shop or the?
I don't think we have that variety right now, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one.
But go
I was
ahead.
looking
You guys can
for.
go down the aisles on this one, but just don't get your heart set on any. Probably, it might, they don't have it, but. I know, everyone.
Ming things. Guys, look at the Ming things. How big they are.
I like all the cobwebs. It makes me feel like Hawaii. No pine needles though. We have
Can't believe how big these things are.
Oh, I like
These echeverias growing in between the rocks are my absolute favorite. I just kept staring at it and staring at it and staring at it. Ooh, and I spy with my little eye, my little wayward child. Now I know that they can crawl too, as well as hang. Some Fred Ives and Tomentosa. What I never realized is how big these plants can really get when they're planted in ground. This place is just crawling with Ioniums. Huge, big dinner plate Ioniums. So gorgeous. Either a Graptovaria or a Graptosedum that just became a tree. It's so huge. Glomerata. elegans over here. Opalina, these are Graptovaria. There's Echeveria, Opalina. These are Graptovarias, which difference is the Graptovaria is a combination of the Graptopetalum and Echeveria, which means that the leaves are fatter, more robust. I'll show you Opalina, Echeveria, Opalina. Here. Very tiny ones. Tutorium Fabiana.
So then you have more that has to like that.
Portulaca Malakinesis. That's the one I have a lot of in the garden. Everyone numbers, huge ones. So nice, this yellow against the blues and the purples. That's a nice Pomeranian. Pearl wands. Setosa variegata diminuta. Echeveria. That's the one that has like kind of like the spider webbing. I think this is gonna come home with me. Oops, I need to get a bigger one, the biggest one.
And you raise them?
That's it, guys. That's pretty much it. That's everything. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have now concluded the tour of the Succulent Gardens in Monterey Bay, California. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until my next video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, say hi. Oh, please follow me on Instagram at Soul Sugar Succulent. That's where I post all pictures of my garden and individually pretty much almost every day. So come on over and check it out. Thank you guys. Have fun. Bye-bye.